Krishna now is there to all the demigods are there. Whenever Krishna appears, all the demigods glorify him. Like, oh, finally Krishna is here. We got the chance to glorify him. So they're like, let's go. Demigods, in an invisible form, they entered the room of Mother Devaki, and now they'll start glorifying Krishna. They'll be offering their prayers before Krishna's birth to him. So what we can do is we can read all these prayers one by one. Right? We can start from this side, this side. Would that be okay? Okay, great.
Kindly give us protection.
The body, the total body and the individual body are of the same composition, may figuratively be called the original tree. From this tree, which fully depends on the ground of material nature, come two kinds of fruit, the enjoyment of happiness and the suffering of distress. The cause of the tree, forming its three roots, is association with the three modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance. The fruits of bodily happiness have four tastes: religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation, which are experienced through five senses for acquiring knowledge in the midst of six circumstances: lamentation, illusion, old age, death, hunger, and thirst. The seven layers of bark covering the tree are skin, blood, muscle, fat, bone, marrow, and semen. And the eight branches of the tree are the five gross and three subtle elements: earth, water, fire, air, either mind, intelligence, and false ego. The tree of the body has 9 hollows: the eyes, the ear, the nostrils, the mouth, the rectum, and the genitals, and 10 leaves, the 10 air passing through the body. In this tree of the body, there are 2 birds. One is the individual soul, and the other is the super soul.
The efficient cause of this material world, manifested with its varieties as the original tree, is you, O Lord. You are also the maintainer of this material world, and after annihilation, you are the one in whom everything is concerned. Those who are covered by your external energy cannot see you behind this manifestation, but theirs is not the vision of learned devotees.
On lotus side, Lord, you are concentrating one's meditation on your lotus feet, which are the reservoir of all existence. And by accepting those, O Lord, you are always in full knowledge, and to bring all good fortune to all living entities, you appear in different incarnations, all of them passing well to the material creation. When you appear in these incarnations, you are pleasing to the pious and religious devotees, but for the non-devotees, you are the annihilator.
Text 30. O lotus-eyed Lord, by concentrating one's meditation on your lotus feet, which are the reservoir of all existence, and by accepting those lotus feet as the boat by which to cross the ocean of Nisan, one follows in the footsteps of Mahajans, great saints, sages, and devotees. By this simple process, one can cross the ocean of Nisan as easily as one steps over the hoofprint of a calf.
You want to directly go in the verse and recite Sanskrit? Okay. Verse 31. Basically, I'll be reciting next verse, and then we can all recite one line. Swayam samudraya sudustram dyuman
Swayam samudraya sudustram dyuman
Bhavarnavam bhimam madharva saudada
Bhavarnavam bhimamadharva saudada
Bhavatpadam bhoruhanavam atrate
Bhavatpadam bhoruhanavam atrate
Nidhaya yatha sadanugraho bhavan
Nidhaya yatha sadanugraho bhavan
Swayam samutirya sudustram dyuman
Swayam samudraya sudustram dyuman.
I'm gonna move your head. Harinam mama bhadra saudra.
Bhavanam bhimamabhadra saudra
Bhavatpadamburuhanavamatrite
Bhavatpadam bhoruhanavamatrate
Swayam samudira sudhistram dayuman.
Bhavanam bhimamapatra
Bhavat padambhoranavamatrate.
Hare Krishna. Would you like to try the last line?
Swayam samudriya sudushtaram dyuman.
Bhavarnavam bhimamadaprasahridah.
Bhavanam bhimamadaprasahridah.
Nidayayata Bhavat padamboruhanavamatrate.
Nidayayada sadanugraho bhavan.
Nidayayata sadanugraho bhavan.
Swayam samudriya sudrishtaram priyaman.
Swayam samudriya sudhishtaram dyuman. Swayam samudriya sudhishtaram dyuman.
Bhavanam bhimam adarprasahridah.
Bhavarnavam bhimamadaprasahridah.
Bhavat padambrohanavamatrate.
Bhavat padamboruhanavamatrate. Nidayayata sadanugraho bhavan.
We read synonyms altogether.
Swayam, personally. Samudriya, perfectly crossing. Sudushtaram, which is very difficult to cross. Vyuman, O Lord, who appear exactly like the sun, illuminating the darkness of this world of ignorance. Bhava Arnavam, the ocean of nations. Viman, which is extremely fierce. Adabraha, Sahrida, devotees who are incessantly friendly to the fallen souls. Bhavat Pada Amguruha, your lotus feet. Navam, the boat for crossing. Atra, in this world. They, the Vaishnavas. Nidhaya, leaving behind.
Yata, on the ultimate
Vaikuntha, Sadanugraha, who are always kind and merciful to the devotees. Bhavam, you.
Translation and purpose by His Divine Grace E.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
We read the translation together as well.
O Lord, who resemble the shining sun, you are always ready to fulfill the desire of your devotees, and therefore,
One of our desires.
Mancha Kalpataru,
And
desires completely shed and the lotus feet, in order to cross the fierce ocean of distance. They leave behind on the earth the method by which they cross, and because you are very merciful to your other devotees, you accept this method to fulfill.
Who would like to read? We can do half, so you can do half. You can do half. Okay, you start first.
I'm sorry, I'm just turning on the camera to see. Prabhu, what is this?
You can get the second half, Prabhu. This statement reveals how merciful Acharyas and the merciful Supreme Personality of Godhead together help the serious devotee who wants to return home back to Godhead. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his teachings to Rupa Goswami, said,
Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagavana Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Bhakti Lata Bija. One can achieve the seed of Bhakti Lata, devotional service, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. The duty of the Guru is to find the means, according to the time, the circumstances, and the candidate, by which one can be induced to render devotional service, which Krishna accepts from a candidate who wants to be successful in going back home, back to Godhead. After wandering throughout the universe, a fortunate person within this material world seeks shelter of such a guru or acharya who trains the devotee in suitable ways to render service according to the circumstances, so the Supreme Personality of Godhead will accept the service.
Thank you. I thought you were going to read the entire thing. The Acharya's duty, therefore, is
This makes it.
this makes it easier for the candidate to reach the ultimate destination. The Acharya's duty, therefore, is to find the means by which devotees may render service according to references from Shastra. Rupa Goswami, for example, in order to help subsequent devotees, published such devotional books as Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Thus, it is the duty of the Acharya to publish books that will help future candidates take up the method of service and become eligible to return home back to Godhead by the mercy of the Lord. In our Krishna consciousness movement, the same path is being prescribed and followed. Thus, the devotees have been advised to refrain from four sinful activities: illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling, and to chant 16 rounds a day.
Thank you. Much.
These are bona fide instructions because in the Western countries, constant chanting is not possible. One should not artificially imitate Haridas Thakur, but should follow this method. Krishna will accept a devotee who strictly follows the regular principles and the method prescribed in the various books and literatures published by the authorities. The Acharya gives the suitable method for crossing the ocean of nescience by accepting the boat of the Lord's lotus feet. And if this method is strictly followed, the followers will ultimately reach the destination by the grace of the Lord. This method is called Acharya Sampradaya. It is therefore said, Sampradaya Vihanya Ye Mantraste Nishhalamata Padam Purana. The Acharya Sampradaya is strictly bona fide. Therefore, one must accept the Acharya Sampradaya, otherwise one endeavor will be futile. Srila Narottam Das Thakur therefore sings.
Srila Narottama Das Thakur therefore sings, Tadera charan sevi bhakti shane vasa janam janam hai abhilasha. One must worship the lotus feet of the Acharya and live within the society of devotees. Then one's endeavor to cross over nescience will surely be successful.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
So let's just go back to the verse and try to decode it. Because what I found it, I have to sometimes go back and then look out for the word to word meaning again. So again, yeah. Okay, great. Now, demigods are praising Krishna. You guys just read wonderful translation. We are saying the ocean of distance is so hard to cross. But if one simply surrenders to the lotus feet of the Divine Lord, that big ocean of nescience just becomes small like a calf's footprint. Right? Now, further, they are saying that, oh Krishna, you are so merciful. And how he's merciful, he's saying, Swayam Samutriya. He was saying, you are personally crossing. Sudashtaram Dyuman. So basically, Sudushtaram. This means which is very hard to cross. Personally crossing, acharyas, they personally cross this ocean of nescience, which is really hard to cross. And Dyuman. Dyuman is used for Krishna, who appears just like sun. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a mention where Krishna is stated as sun. Does anybody know the verse? Krishna Surya Sama. So Krishna is said to be just like sun, and wherever there is Krishna, there cannot be ignorance. Right? Isn't it great? Sometimes we just think that, oh no, I will focus on here or this thing or not doing the wrong thing. We go a lot for don'ts, but rather we should definitely try to go for the do's. If we just simply focus on Krishna, our mind will not deviate here and there. That is one of the, I would say, commentaries by even acharyas, that just focus on Krishna, on this verse only. And then further, it says, Bhavaranavam Bhimam Adharb Saurada. So, Bhavaranavam, this whole ocean of nations, is Bhimam. Fierce. It's so scary. I mean, I was just a little bit sick yesterday, and I was like, Krishna, I don't want to live in this material world. Why do I have this flu? Why do I have this headache? It just sometimes small things agitate us a lot, right? Nothing will be happening, and I'll be like, Sarthak, okay, I don't want to talk to you. Please. Okay, yeah, but sometimes it happens because it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. This place is Dukhalya Ashashvatam. Can anybody see the meaning of that word? Mone Prabhu? Yeah, it's full of miseries and suffering.
You asked more than insurance.
And further, he's mentioning Krishna as Adharba Saharida. Now, this word, Saharida, is a really great word. It will be used further in the next cantos. And we are using this multiple times, and a lot of acharyas, Hariswari Prabhu, Rupa Goswami, they are giving their commentary on this word. I'm not that intelligent, but if we actually go looking for this word, we can make another class for like 2-3 hours. Saharida basically means a really good friend or non-envious friend, or I'll say how a friend can love you without expecting anything. It is used, this word is used for father of Krishna. Who is that? Vasudev. So Nanda Maharaj was the Vasudev was the Saurad of Nanda Maharaj. He was the well-wisher. And we have our well-wisher as well. Every single letter there was one thing, your ever well-wisher. A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. So this word itself is a really big word. There are different categories of friends, like Mitra, and then we have Sakha, and then Saurada is here on top. I cannot definitely differentiate the difference between, but Mitra is still like, there is some expectation. You do this, then I will do this. Then Sakha is like, okay, you don't do this, but still you just stay with me. But still there is a thing that you stay with me. That. And then Saurada, that is the 8th verse of Sikshashtakam. Who can quote that verse? Okay, English translation.
You also don't know, right?
Oh, son of Maharaj Nanda. No, this is not this is 4th. Yeah. That's why I'm asking. Yeah. So basically it says that, oh Krishna, you keep me anywhere. Can we pull out that verse actually?
Which one?
Sikshashtakam verse 8.
Prabhu, can you repeat that 3 degrees of friends?
So there is Mitra, there is Sakha, and there is Saurada. I heard a lecture by Radha Govind Swami Maharaj. I'm actually listening to this series of Damodar Ashtakam. So this word is being used again and again. So yeah, here is this verse. Let's all recite it together. I know Pinastu mam adarshanam narmahatam korotu va yatha tatha va vidhatu rampato mat prananatastu svevana. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain even offends me roughly by some grace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He's completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally. Yeah. And then Lord, if you just add comma friend, then this is the meaning of our Saharita. And then further, we can go back to the original verse. It is saying, Bhavat Padambhura, your lotus feet. Pad means feet and Ambura. It comes from the word Ambuja, which means lotus. Yeah. Padambura Navam Atrate. Now, who knows the meaning of word Navam? It is really commonly used. Yeah, Nav. It's a Hindi Sanskrit word which means boat. So Krishna's lotus feet are mentioned here as boat, which helps us cross the ocean of nations. Yeah. Atrate they are. And finally, Nidhaya Yatha Sad Anugraho Bhavan. Nidhaya Yatha, let me read that again. Okay. Nidhaya means leaving behind, and Yatha, it's the spiritual destination. Here it is mentioned, Vaikuntha. Right? So whenever the acharyas go, they leave behind their path by which we can go back to Godhead. And Krishna now, Sad Anugro Bhavan, he accepts that. If one person, if this path works for one, then he accepts this path. He was like, okay, let other use as well. Let others take benefit of this path so that they can come back to me. So he's so merciful that he's wanting us to come back again and again. Here, if now we move forward to the purport, I really like the quotation of Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Prabhupada. He's mentioning, Brahmande Brahmite, kaun bhagyavan jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lada Beach. Brahmande Brahmite, after visiting the whole Brahmanda, the whole universe, kaun bhagyavan jeev, who is this, what should I say? Fortunate. Who can be this fortunate? That by the mercy of Guru and by the mercy of Krishna, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lajavi, he gets the creeper of devotional service arose in his heart. Guru and Krishnas are so merciful. They are always willing to shower their mercy onto us. But somehow or other, we are not qualified enough that we are not wanting that mercy. Something similar in Bhagavad Gita is, does anybody remember that verse? Vasudevam sarvam eti samahatma so durlabha. What's the whole verse? Bahunam janmanam vante. That means ante. Bahunam janmana ante. At the end of, by finishing a lot of janmas, after a lot of birth and death, ante, at the end. What was the next line? Jnanavan mam prapadyate. The one who gets knowledge, what he does? He surrenders unto me. Mam prapadyate. Vasudevam sarvam eti sa mahatma sudurlabha. And surrenders unto me and think as Vasudeva or Krishna as the cause of all causes. What is he? That type of person is Sadurlabha. Durlabha means very difficult to find. There are a lot of celebrities today. They are Sadurlabha. Oh, I want to meet Shah Rukh Khan, or I want to meet Emma Watson from Harry Potter. Right? They are not that Durlabha. But these type of person. So imagine you could have been anywhere, but you are sitting here in this room, listening to Srimad Bhagavatam class. So you are more celebrity than the celebrities. Can you imagine that? Isn't that wonderful? Right? And further, one really nice line, which I was just thinking and meditating upon, is it is a duty of Guru to find appropriate service or service according to the mood of the disciple. So from previous few days, I've been just not trying to be myself, but I realized I was doing offense by imitating someone. I was like, okay, I want to be like this person. I have to be a little bit strict with my sadhana, which is okay. But at the same time, I was completely following him. And Krishna, he does not like it. Krishna has a personal connection with you all.
And you.
And me as well, yeah. He's missing the connection which I have with him. If I try to be Dina Tarini Prabhu, he'll be like, I already have a same connection with her. I don't need you for that. I need you for your personal connection. Krishna is not wanting me for the connection she has with Krishna. He's wanting me for the connection I have with Krishna. So if my mood is like, I only want to be like somebody devotees and then serve Krishna in that mood, That is called as imitation, and that can be offensive to the devotee as well and to Krishna as well. So what should be our mood? Okay, Krishna, this quality of this devotee is good. I currently don't have this quality, but I'll try to build that quality up. Or if you like me in this mood only, please just help me be a better version of myself. That should be the right mood. Am I right? Yeah. And then later, it was mentioning about Rupa Goswami. He wrote Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And again, I got a chance to glorify Srila Prabhupada, so I don't want to miss it. If we go and read Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is too big, like too big. And if we see Nectar of Devotion, which Srila Prabhupada compiled, it's this book, and it's very practical, easy to apply in life. If you read, go through the verses, you will definitely see that Prabhupada has summarized all the verses. So you read 4 or 5 verses and you read 1 or 2 verses of this. You'll see Prabhupada has completely summarized this whole book in a really nectarian way. And which is super practical, which can be applied. So Prabhupada is here leading by example. A lot of time, I say something and I am unable to follow it by myself. That is hypocrisy. But here, one of, I'll say, the teachings of Krishna house, or one of the mood of Krishna house is being an acharya. Acharya means leading by example. And how can we lead by example? If I'm saying, Prabhu, please, everyone be there for Mangala Arati on time, and if I myself is coming late, then that's wrong. But if I am there 10 minutes before you all, and I'm saying, Prabhu, let's all enjoy together, that is acharya. And at the same time, I'm respecting your time and Krishna's time as well. Krishna says, I am time in Bhagavad Gita, right? So this is the thing. What else I liked in this verse? Yeah, I mentioned about we should not try to imitate Haridas Thakur or anyone. Now, somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, should I chant 64 rounds? Somebody, he went to some Babaji of Radha Kund, and now they are chanting their rounds. But they are not doing preaching, they are not going for university outreach, they are not doing other services. So he got a little bit confused. Prabhupada, should I chant 64 rounds? I won't be able to go back to Godhead. Prabhupada said, you can never buy Krishna with any number of amount. Any number of rounds. What did I say?
Any number of amount.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, and then Prabhupada here is mentioning another verse, which is again by Narottam Das Thakur, whose disappearance says today. It says, Tadera charan sevi bhakta sane vas, janame janame hoye eya bilas. So a mood of a devotee should be that by being at your lotus feet, I just want one thing. Even if I get a life of deer, if I get a life of a swapach, even swapach is basically people who eat dogs. Or even if I become a dog, I just want to be with the devotees of the Lord. Why? Because they are so merciful. They will feed me properly, they'll keep me properly, they'll give me Krishna Prasad. And by them, I'll come to a consciousness by which I can serve Krishna. So that is what I got from this verse. And now we'll move to Srila Narottam Das Thakur, for which I have to open my notes. I wrote a lot of notes, but I'll be quick. So Narottam Das Thakur, if we see our Guru Parampara, he's mentioned after Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. But actually, if we go through some scriptures, because Prabhupada is mentioning Diksha or Shiksha Parampara, which one is he mentioning in Bhagavad Gita? We Gaudiyas, are we Shiksha or Diksha? We are Shiksha Parampara. That means we are not only following the initiating Guru, but we are also following the Shiksha Gurus. What should be the word for Shiksha Guru? Instructing spiritual master. Yeah. So Narottam Das Thakur had a disciple who was Ganga Narayan Chakravarti, who further had a disciple whose name was Radha Raman Chakravarti. And he had a disciple who was Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So this is the Diksha Parampara. Just talking about Narottam Das Thakur, he was born in Kheturi Gram. It is a place in Bangladesh now. I'm not sure exactly where, but it is a part of Gaur Mandal. We have Navdeep Mandal. People go for Navdeep Mandal Parikrama. And there is Gaur Mandal as well. People go for Gaur Mandal Parikrama. And it is a part of Gaur Mandal. And yeah, he was born at the house of Krishnananda Datta. His family lineage is from Bhaktivinoda Thakur in one sense, because if you see the family lineage of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, it ends at his father, Krishnananda Datta. And just like myself, he was the only child of his family, and he was from he was from a really aristocratic family. Like, they were kings in one sense. He appeared on Kartik Krishna Purnima, which is the Purnima of January or February. And then he further disappeared. Wait, I think I mixed it up. He disappeared on Kartik Krishna Purnima, which is this one, today, the day today itself. And then he appeared on Maghi Purnima, which is January, February. And yeah, he had one guru, and his guru's name was Lokanath Goswami. And Lokanath Goswami, he is himself a pure devotee. He never had any other disciple than Narottam Das Thakur. There are a lot of stories, but considering the time, I don't want to go with the story of initiation, considering a lot of us already know it, how he got initiated. I'll go for one story which is not discussed a lot of time, but we kind of got a glimpse of it from Mahatma Prabhu. So one day, after getting initiated, Narottam Das Thakur was just sitting and chanting with his spiritual master. Again, who was his spiritual master? Yeah, Lokanath Goswami. They are chanting, and some beggar came. He was like, first he went to Lokanath Goswami. Baba, can I get some water? Because they are Babaji in one sense, right? And they are Bhajananandi. Bhajananandi means they are only immersed in bhajan. They do not go more out for preaching. They do not go more out for book distribution. They do not do BYS, BYC. They are just sitting at one place and just engage in their bhajan, thinking about Krishna. Every single time chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So he's just chanting, and then somebody came and asked, Baba, can I get some water? Now, in his mind, he's talking with Krishna. He's serving Krishna directly, right? As soon as we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Krishna comes. He dances at our tongue. He's sitting in front of us. So he's serving. So he never heard it, Lokanath Goswami. Then the person, a little dissatisfied, went to Narottam Das Thakur. Now, Narottam Das Thakur heard it. There are a lot of people in that room as well. The person went to him and asked him for water. First, he never gated because he also never heard him. And then he begged for 2 or 3 times more. The person, Narottam Das Thakur, suddenly came out. Oh, okay. He woke up. He stood up and gave him water. After he came back, he saw his Guru Maharaj really furious at him. And he was like, Narottama, why are you doing that? He was like, what happened? Who gave him water? You. You gave him water. You were directly serving Krishna. As soon as you chant Hare Krishna, Maha Mantra, Krishna is sitting right in front of you. And you are thinking that doing austerity or giving charity is better than serving Radha and Krishna? I was not expecting this from you. You know what you do? You go back to your home. Enjoy. You have a lot of nice life. You are a king. You enjoy your life over there and give charities to people. No need to worship Krishna. He was really mad. And then Narottam Das Thakur, he started crying. In a lot of his bhajans, we hear, Kandiya, Kandiya. Right? Again. Narottam bado dukhi, nitai more karo sukhi. He's crying. Prabhupada said this movement is for crying. Right? Crying for Krishna. Crying in the love of Radha and Krishna. So he is now really, oh my God, I made an offense at the lotus feet of my Guru, and at the same time I did a Nam Aparad. I was not supposed to do this. So somehow or other he just asked for forgiveness, and then he got forgiven. But then later, Jiva Goswami sent him over there at his place to preach, and with the books, Bhakti Ratnakar. We can find glories about Narottam Das Thakur in few scriptures like Prem Vilas. There is Narottam Vilas. I have wait. Prem Vilas, Narottam Vilas, Bhakti Ratnakar. Yeah, those are the one only. And there is another wonderful story where Mahaprabhu, he was once in ecstasy. Ecstasy is called as Mahabhava as well, where he is just immersed in Krishna prema that he cannot figure out what's happening. While he was in that ecstasy, he just started chanting, Narottama, Narottama, Narottama. Now Nityananda Prabhu, who is right beside him, he was like, Mahaprabhu, why are you chanting Narottama? Well, he was like, Shripad, you don't know, you are so elevated. When you were in ecstasy, while we were going to Puri, you started crying. I saw your prema, what's that verse, Prabhu, you usually quote? Prema Ashru? Prema Anjana. Yeah. So he was like, I saw you were crying, and I saw your Prema Ashru, your tears of ecstasy. And I was so happy after looking at it that I steal some mercy from yourself. I saved those Prema Ashrus, those tears of yours. And he was like, not only I'm going to do that, not only I just saved it, but I'm going to give this to Narottama. I'm going to put it in river Padma. Wait, it was Padma, right? Yeah, in the river Padma. So Mahaprabhu went to Padma river after few weeks. He took a dip in the river, and then he just gave the Prema Ashrus to river Padma. Now Padma river asked, okay, I have to give it to Narottama. I got it. How will I know that it is Narottama? Because even if you see Ganga, Yamuna, a lot of people come and bathe there. So how will I know that it is Narottama who has appeared? Well, Narottam Das Thakur, we have to understand, is not an ordinary Vaishnava or not an ordinary human being. He is Acharya, right? He is directly serving Krishna. And we have heard in a lot of bhajans, even when Krishna appeared, Yamuna, her waves were coming up, right? And then we also read, Yamuna uthole aise charan dhwai, dule dule gora chand hari gun gai. Yamuna, wherever they just get some currents in their waves, that it goes up and down, up and down. So Mahaprabhu said, Narottam is already a pure devotee, but I don't want him to miss the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. I want to give him the prema of Nityananda Prabhu. So once he comes, you will feel that same thing in your waves. You just give it to him. So this thing happened, and now Narottam Das Thakur was born. He once went and took a dip in that river, and then as soon as he went, river Padma started overflowing. It was like, what's happening with me? Why am I unable to control the shaking of my hand? So then she understood after thinking for 5-10 minutes, oh, probably this is the time. She gave the tears of Nityananda Prabhu to Narottam Das Thakur. As soon as the tears touched Narottam Das Thakur, his body started shivering. He started dancing with ecstasy. His body the color of his body got changed. He was Shamvarna. He was blackish in complexion. He got goldenish. And he started having all these ecstatic symptoms, right? We read ecstatic symptoms in Shikshashtakam again. Anybody knows the verse? Because I forgot. Nayanam galad ashrudharaya vadnam gadgada rudragira pulkir nichitam vapu kada tarnam grahane bhavishyati. Oh my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of Lord, flowing constantly by chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up? And when will my hairs of my body stand at the end at the recitation of your name? So these all ecstatic symptoms started showing up in Narottam Das Thakur. He was already a devotee, so it was so hard for him to stay at his home. But after getting the tears of Nityananda Prabhu, he got super excited that it was impossible for him now to stay at his home. He accepted the order of sannyasa. And do I write anything else? Yeah, and then he accepted the orders of sannyasa, went to Vrindavan, and met Srila Jiva Goswami. When he was in Vrindavan, there were two more people, Shamananda Prabhu and Srivas Acharya. They were there with him. So they all went to Jiva Goswami to take personal instruction from him. Now, although Lokanath Goswami was also available there, but he went to Jiva Goswami because, again, Lokanath Goswami was Bhajananandi. So at that time, Jiva Goswami was the GBC of ISKCON or Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So he went to Jiva Goswami, and then Jiva Goswami directed all these three people to different places. I mean, Shamananda Prabhu was already initiated. Then he sent Srinivas Acharya to Gopal Bhatt Goswami Maharaj for initiation. And then he sent Narottam Das Thakur to get initiation from Lokanath Maharaj. Now there is further stories, and if we start glorifying Vaishnavas, it can take the whole day. But considering the time, we'll just stop here, and I'll open up for any questions or any corrections, feedback. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Please.
Very nice class. You mentioned that I like how you explained about the three categories of friends. I wasn't aware. And then I think just a gentle reminder to everyone that Krishna appreciates our authentic self and he accepts the service in whichever capacity. You don't have to be a renounced monk. You don't have to be an engrossed materialist also. Whatever you could do, if you can think of Krishna and remember him and know that you have a relationship with him, that's just the idea of Krishna consciousness. So it was very nice.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah.
So if you remember, like the Gajendra Moksha,
Yes,
that,
Prabhu.
his previous birth is Indrajana. So like at that time, he was doing his japa, and like some sage came, and like he asked for some help, but like Indrajana Maharaj still doing his chanting because he is considering the japa as the most important activity, and because of that he got sad, and he had to take birth as a Gajendra. But here in the story, Guru Maharaj, I mean like Narottam Das Thakur is his guru, as well he mentioned like you should not like you should not do any other things while you are chanting. So for which that is kind of contradictory, like.
No, it's not contradictory. First, I will just say the normal thing which everyone sees in this regards. These are exceptional cases. And even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna mentioned, Ata Shri Krishna Namadi, Navavid Grat India. We cannot understand the pastimes, form, and even name of Krishna with these imperfect senses. But coming back to the point, that was the way of his deliverance. He was just sending the name and he was focusing, he was respecting that Krishna is present here right in front of me. He was chanting. And because of which he got sharp, he got cursed, right? Which is okay. But if you see later what happened to Gajendra, he never just went in the Brahman effulgence. What he achieved? The supreme destination, right? When he prayed to Krishna in Gajendra Stuti, wonderful glorification of the Lord by Gajendra. You see, he's able to share that, oh Lord, you are my only savior, come and save me. And then as soon as like Lord gets it, he comes on his Garuda. Now Garuda is even faster than the speed of mind. Imagine how fast Lord came to save his devotees. Same in the case with, if you see Draupadi or Prahlad Maharaj. If our mind, I'll tell you to think about Eden Center. You are already there now. You are already there, faster than the light. Think about moon. You're thinking about it. You're there now. It's faster than the speed of light. So Krishna just came and saved him. That acted as a mercy. They say even the curses, even if they are curses, boons are already boon is already a boon, but the curses are also a boon. Right? They are a boon. Because Vaishnavas, they never do anything bad. If Narad Muni would not have cursed the two sons of Kubera, Manigriva and Nalkuber, then would they have got the chance to see Krishna right over there, the Supreme Personality of Godhead? No. So these act as actually wounds.
But actually, I'm thinking in general perspective. Like, for example, like, while we are chanting, if Maharaj comes, will pay obeisance. We will ask. So, in general perspective, how can we see?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
So, what I'm trying to say here is like, in the general perspective, like if someone comes for help, definitely we kind of like right now we should be more merciful helping them. So, in the general perspective, how can we see that? Like, those are their acharyas, but like when you said this is happened, like there is a chance of misunderstanding people. Like, what kind of this thing? Like when he helped, when his Guru Maharaj scolded him. So, like, how can we see in general perspective?
So I really like how Amala Harinam Prabhu said that it was his way of deliverance. And in the purport, we also see that for a specific disciple, according to the circumstances and how the disciple is, the Guru decides the best method of his deliverance. Like for Haridas, like when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had his whole entourage, he still asked Haridas Thakur to stay outside the Puri Mandir, obviously because he couldn't go in, but he asked him to stay outside and chant his rounds and not even arrange his own food. He said that I myself will come every day and I myself will arrange your prasadam. I will send my remnants. And he was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He could have taken Haridas Thakur inside the temple, but he asked Haridas to do what was the best for him. Now in this case, we cannot imitate Narottam Das Thakur or Haridas Thakur because they were enjoying, they had the bhava for chanting and they were getting that rasa out of chanting. But we are not at that stage yet, and that is why it is okay for us to act as we are, on this level we are. And it is said that if we try to imitate Narottam Das Thakur or Haridas Thakur, then we will not succeed because we're not there yet. And so Srila Prabhupada also mentioned that for us the best way of deliverance is to follow our gurus and to follow our institutes wherever we are and engage in preaching work, and that's how we will get purified to get enough mercy to be at their stage. But we're not there yet, so the cases are different.
Can I add something?
Yes.
Whatever Dina Tharani said, just adding something to that is also like practically saying it's also about like are you deliberately wanting to disturb someone? So if I'm going to someone and I say that, Prabhu, by the way, this thing happened, that thing happened. Like something that can wait. If I'm just bringing it up during japa time, then I have full rights to maintain my boundary. That, Prabhu, japa time, can this wait? Can we discuss it later? But it could be, like, imagine if Amala again falls down from the ceiling. That's an emergency. You rush, right? So it's a time, place, circumstance. And I don't know if that answers.
Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu.
Wonderful class. Question on the same line, but a different question. Like when Narottam Das Thakur gets chastised, he's crying for love, for mercy. But for us, like I know, like we are in the purification stage, but how can we practice? Like when someone is coming and telling us, like instead of getting angry, how can we just be humble and still be with that devotee, still glorify that devotee? So how do we practice that?
First of all, if you're feeling something, just try knowing what are you feeling. Try focusing on it. If you're unable to do that time, Prabhu, tea. Remember we did that Uttama Partha Prabhu session? I need some time to deal with it. How about we talk in 20 minutes? And then you just journalize. What am I feeling now? Am I feeling angry? Am I feeling disrespected? And then you think, okay, this thing happened. Also consider that we hate the sin, not the sinner. Right? And after a few minutes, once you are okay, just go and approach that devotee. Not on text, not on WhatsApp, not on calls. Personally approach the devotee and say, Prabhu, you can give an I message or you can just discuss, Prabhu, yes. If you feel you are faulty here, I'm sorry, probably I was wrong here, but still you mentioned that I message. But Prabhu, I would appreciate that if you can give me feedback in this way so that we both can serve cooperatively. Yeah. Does that help?
Thank you very much.
हाँ प्रसादी को श्रीमद् भागवतम की